Hey everybody, it's me, Strong K again, with another first impressions video, and today I want to sneak a peek at I Get This Call Every Day, which I actually recently stumbled across. This is sort of like, I was like sort of hesitant to call it a game in like the strict sense. It's more like, pushing the boundaries of, what a game, like what constitutes a video game. Let me go that far. This is actually the first screen. There's like no like beginning or like starting screen to speak of. That would be this one. So I am using headphones right now, and this is basically our user interface here. So we are actually playing as David, and I think this is like the designer putting himself into the role of the protagonist because the game is actually or has been designed by David Gallant, I think. I'm gonna post the links in the description, like always. And we are a telephone operator for the CRA, I think it is, like the Canadian Revenue Agency, something like that. Basically, like we're gonna take a call from a guy that wants to change his address. And so how this plays actually is like if you're familiar with the it's like point and click adventures, like adventures in general, the genre thereof. It's like an elongated dialogue puzzle, basically, that you have to solve. But let me just like jump right into it, so you like get a clue of what it's like. So basically, it's like we have a response window here. So like whatever our caller is, telling us, there's like at least like usually two ways, but sometimes more ways, in which we can respond to whatever is being said to us. So let's go with our standard greeting here.
Hello, General Inquiries. My name is David. How can I help you today?
Yeah. Hi, I need to change my address.
Okay, so let's be nice and explain the whole
Sure thing.
process.
Now, in order to change your address, I just need to ask some brief security questions. Can I start by getting your social insurance number, please?
It's 111-22211.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then again, so let's go with
Nope.
nope.
What do you mean, nope?
I mean, nope, that's not your SIN.
I'm pretty sure I know my own SIN number, buddy.
Well, the number you gave me isn't coming up. Could you double check the number, please?
Fine, let me get my wallet. It's 111-22233.
Thank you. Can I have your full name?
Bill.
I'm sorry, is that your full name?
Yes?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like
I
this
need
stuff
your
like
first
cracks me up.
and your last name.
Well, why didn't you say so? My full name is Billy Swarth.
I'm sorry, that still doesn't match. Do you have a middle name or an initial?
It's Billy J. Swarth. Jeez.
Can I have your date of birth, please?
November 10th,
And what year was that?
1991.
Wow, you're young.
Excuse me?
Nothing, sir. Can I have the address that's currently on your file?
1137 East 25th Avenue,
What city and province is that?
Alberta.
What city in Alberta?
Calgary.
I'm sorry, that doesn't match the address that we currently have on file. Is that your new address?
Yes, you said you wanted the current address.
Okay, I'm actually looking for the address that we have on your file. It's probably your last address.
Is it in Coquitlam?
Okay.
Well, these are security questions. I'm not supposed to disclose any information from your file.
Listen, I pay my taxes and I don't have to put up with this fucking shit. I want to speak to your manager now.
Okay, sure. I just need to put you on hold while I see if my supervisor's available.
Okay, let's put this guy on hold. Let's just check the email here, cause we're fired.
Shit.
So yeah, that was like a pretty quick playthrough of the whole thing. That's like I did it on purpose. Like first of all, just to give you like an impression of what the thing, like the game feels like how it plays, and also like not to give away too much because I gotta say yes, there is a ending that is like would be referred to as the good ending. More or less at least. So it's like you have something left there for yourself because there's like more options later on. So basically, this is what you do. Like, you can either, have the call escalate, and then, it gets like put through to your boss, who's going to fire you then, or, there's like another outcome that I'm not going to disclose at this point because I feel that you should find this out for yourself. And I'm just going to hit again here just to get rid of the music. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just easier for me to talk over it basically. So yeah, that's the whole thing really, and so it's like, or I can assume that there's like a couple of you thinking that, oh my god, this is horrendous. What is this? What is this stuff? It has like piss poor graphics that looks like somebody is drunk and open MS Paint and then try to make a game with it. Plus, if there's nothing more to it than this whole like dialogue tree, and what the f. But I still like the game a lot. Or yeah, game again in the broadest sense. But I'm just going to refer to it as a game, for all intents and purposes. And why is that? Because I think it's as a game, it's more of sort of like an experience, and like a very funny one. It's like you're playing like this, operator, like the customer relation guy or telemarketer, whatever, and you have to talk to people like that. It doesn't even like, or it's not even just relegated to things like on the phone. I can like feel this from my own job that I have. You sometimes talk to people that are so dense and stupid. They're not able to answer the simplest questions, or like get the gist of what you're doing there, because obviously there's like identity theft and there's security, plus it's not even you, it's like you're just the like end of this whole chain, and that the guy faces and has to deal with, and you frankly couldn't care less. And this is also what I find interesting, and this is like also for you to find out what actually happens if you, because you can totally feel that it's like, oh, what the, I just, yeah, it's alright, your name is Bill, it's like close enough, whatever, it's gonna be you. So what ramifications that actually has, especially like in terms of replay value, because as with a lot of adventure games, and sometimes especially with those dialogue puzzles that are contained within those, you sort of want to find out, what the other options are. Like, what is really, just like the whole thing that all the paths that are there to explore. Um, and in doing so, and you're definitely going to do this with, I get this call every day. And in doing so, like by repeating this whole process of going through this telephone call, you get like the gist of what it means to get this call every day, and possibly or probably not even once a day, but like twice or 3 times or what have you, which is interesting. And then I also noticed that I was kind of like, okay, I've heard this already, so I want to skip through this, but there's no like skipping option. You cannot just like skip the dialogue, which is funny because this puts you exactly in the position of the guy taking this call. You can't just skip through it. Like, you had this like conversation for, I don't know, 100, like, not this is like too much. It's like 20 or 50 times a day. It doesn't even matter. It's like, ad nauseum basically. Also depending on how long you're actually doing this job. So you had this like forever and ever. So the question really is, when are you finally gonna like take a shortcut? Be like, yeah, it's enough. It's like, yeah, you're born in November. Who the fuck cares? It's gonna be you. So this is really like the game really conveys this notion. I think like quite elegantly actually. In spite of like the graphics and everything, I mean, obviously, yeah, it says like in the game description that the sort of like mediocre or subpar graphics represent a shitty workplace atmosphere. Be that as it may, I mean, obviously, you could have done this with like nicer graphics, but it still works, and that's like the interesting thing, especially if you take into consideration like the guy who's doing this, explains that on his webpage, he's actually working as the person that you're playing. He's trying to like, I think, break away from this whole job that he's doing, like this whole telephone operator thing, uh, and to get into like indie game design. And so it's okay. Like, I find it more important actually, to share this experience than to not share it, just because you're lacking like you're lacking like graphical like or like pixel art skills or what have you. Like some skill set that you would need or you would think you need to make a game, and it works. Like, trust me, it's actually like a little bit too much. Like, I think this picture of the guy. Let me just get the call here and get the
How can I help
terse
you?
greeting.
Yeah. Hi, I need to change my address.
So this is even like a little bit too much. I mean, obviously there's not a lot of effort, and it's like, forgive me for saying that went into like making this thing, but I'm not really sure how it played out if you didn't see, like, or you didn't have a picture of the guy calling you. So yeah, like all in all, I think it's worth it. Like the asking price for this is $2, and it's like it's not a game. Like don't take it, or don't compare it to other games, quote unquote. Like I'm doing air quotes here, that are out there. It's too much, because that's not about it. It's like if you buy the stuff, you get an email from the from David, I think it was. Um, Saying that, like, thanks, like, enjoy the game, although it's not enjoyable. It's more of an experience. I think that it describes it pretty well. It's like puts yourself into the position of the guy, like I said, and that's the experience that you get. $2 is the asking price, and I mean, for like the price of two cheeseburgers at the fast food franchise of your choosing, that is reasonable. Like, either as like an inside joke, like if you are in a job similar to this or like this, or working, talking to people on the phone, I don't know, or like even within, like, you pass this on as like an office joke or whatever, I think it's worth it. Like, it's like, think about, I don't know, like buying a Hallmark card for like a coworker who just, I don't know, got better from a skiing accident, whatever. And instead of that, like passing on this game, it's a lot more fun. It's quick. It's very, very like easily accessible. Like everybody can play it. Doesn't matter who you are. You don't have to like be super literate when it comes to games. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. It's an interesting experiment that works in my books, at least. I mean, surely, like, the downside would be, like, the graphical presentation that definitely could be improved, but, like I said, it works with that. That's not the whole point of the game. Yeah, and secondly, it's replay value. I mean, this game is not that long. You're gonna finish it probably in, like, 7 to 10 minutes, I think. But then again, like I mentioned, you have this replayability, which really lets you relive. Yeah, it's like relive the whole experience is maybe the wrong term, but it lets you experience what it means to take this call like over and over again each and every day. And I think that's a very like interesting feature, especially like either you're totally new to this and you've never experienced that kind of stuff, then it's interesting, or again as an inside joke that will let you like that hits pretty close to home, if you work in a position like that, for example. So yeah, I would highly recommend this to you because the asking price is not that high. Works as a joke. I can totally overlook like the minor flaws, especially the graphics. I mean, you see is what you get, basically. So if you know that you won't be able to live with that, okay, stay clear of this. But if that doesn't deter you, and if you actually want to explore like the rest of the dialogue options here, then I would highly recommend to head over to the website of David Gallant and support him in his quest to becoming a indie game developer, and purchase this mother here. Okay, that's it from me, Strong K. Hope you like this video. If so, like always, leave a comment or whatever. Write me, even hate mail. I don't even care at this point. And in any case, I hope to see you soon on my channel. All right, thanks and bye bye.